Okay, disclaimer, I'm pretty sure I didn't go to lecture, but I did get a really good mark in my paper. So Darwin's his main theories are random variation and natural selection, and those two tie together to produce like the evolution that we know. Random variation is what allows for the diversification of species, and natural selection decides what variations are useful and should be carried on. The diversification of species, or divergence of characteristics in a species, allows for that species to survive change in the environment. So, like, as a species evolves, the different attributes that allow them to expand, what they eat, where they live, what climates they can survive under, are going to be useful so that, say, we wipe out the rainforest, then everything in the rainforest that can't live on anything else is going to die out. Whereas if it branches off and is able to live, I don't know, like, on the plains or something, then they'll survive. The point of evolution is every organism in the world is under pressure to survive, and if like a species or an organism wasn't under pressure to survive, it would overrun the world and we'd have nothing but like bunnies or whatever. Because of this constant struggle, any variation that is useful in any way to help a species in its infinitely complex relations to other beings will be inherited by the offspring of that organism. So, say, the mud skipperfish. They're able to, like, jump from pond to pond, and that way, like, if one pond dries up, they just, like, flop on over the next pond. And so, like, that's a really useful characteristic, because if the pond dries up, they don't die, they get to the next pond. Organisms, like, in the stage of development into becoming a species are called varieties or incipient species. Darwin's a weird dude. But it doesn't explain why species vary and change, so Darwin introduced random variation, so that, like, mere chance causes an offspring to, like, change from its parents. So, like, it's not anything that is predetermined. It isn't like, oh, like, we need to develop, like, longer necks or, like, more varied diet. It's just, like, randomly an offspring will have a weird characteristic, and if it's helpful, it'll get passed on. If it's not, the offspring will die. Whatever. Darwin uses the examples of horses and horse breeders. Like, some horse breeders are looking for strength, like, to till the fields or whatever, and some horse breeders are looking for speed to win races or whatever. So they take all the fast horses and mate them, they take all the strong horses and mate them, and all of a sudden you've got, like, two distinct branches of the same species, one that's really strong and one that's really fast. Divergence helps species grow in number and spread to different environments. If species never developed and never varied and never changed, there would always be a fixed number of that species on the planet. But if the environment that they're living in dies out, then they're going to die out, yada yada yada. I think that's about it.